The law of attraction is incredibly popular. One of my earlier steps into self-help and working on myself was I discovered the law of attraction. And probably like you, I immediately felt a relief. Who felt a relief when you found the law of attraction? Like, oh shit, the universe has my back. It's working for me. Things are working out for me, and I do have a say. I do have a say, right? All right. The paradigms that I speak of are meat suit. You believe that it's you against the world, and you got to battle to get enough bananas. Mindset. I am not a meat suit. I'm a mindset. I'm way smarter than those dumbass meat suits. In fact, I hire those fuckers to make sure I have enough bananas. I'm above the meat suits. Third is religiosity. In religiosity, you've wakened a bit to discover that maybe there's something more than just killing and winning and fighting to get enough bananas. Maybe there's something bigger. Maybe there's something more. Maybe there's a God out there. Maybe there's some spiritual reality. And that's where you land in religiosity. Almost all of us, our childhoods were filled with one or more versions of religiosity, which boils down to this. We got meat suit. I'm battling for bananas. Mindset, I'm using smarter ways to get more bananas. Religiosity, I think there's a God out there, and I got to learn how to serve God, find God's rules, obey God's rules, so I can be happy and have enough bananas and not go to hell. And it really has a lot to do with following rules, man. Once you get into religiosity, it's like, what's the Lord's Prayer, and how do you get to heaven, and how do you not fuck up, and how do you keep God from being pissed off at you, not have the devil chase you down with a pitchfork, or the church, or whatever, okay? When you then start to step out of religiosity, that's when we find, as a rule, the law of attraction. And we go, oh my God, this is saying it's not God. It's not some God in the sky. It's the universe, and it's me. And that's when we all start to sign on the contracts and all the places where we create accounts. We click, instead of Christian, Buddhist, Hindu, we click spiritual but not religious. Right? You know what I'm talking about? Everybody know what I'm talking about? Okay. I'm spiritual now. I'm not one of those religious idiots. I'm spiritual now. Okay. But what you don't realize is that you just adopted the law of attraction as your new religion. You're completely oblivious that it's another religion. You have no idea. And you didn't handle all of your religiosity when you rose up into this law of attraction, telling yourself that you're now spiritual and not religious. You now apply your religiosity through the law of attraction. I have often joked that I'm going to write a book, and it's going to be called How to Continue to Beat Yourself Up Now Using the Law of Attraction. And you see the ones who smile at that, I know exactly what you're talking about. So the law of attraction has a bunch of ideas, and to a great extent, the vast majority of people wouldn't admit it because that would be negative, and the law of attraction tells you not to be negative. Right? Of course, you can't define negative, and they never define negative, but they tell you don't be negative. And they tell you that to look at your past, that would be negative. To look at your trauma, that would be negative. To look at bad things happening in the world, that would be negative. And definitely to talk about what happened to you and focus on those emotions. Sadness is negative and anger is negative. Can't be having that shit. Yes, there's different teachers at different levels, but anyway, you now are attempting to play out your religious beliefs and thoughts and feelings through the law of attraction, following those rules to get it right. It's just that there are things you believe in that realm of the law of attraction based on which teachers you're listening to that are very level 4. Some of it's level 3. When we're talking level 5 here, infinite, unlimited, eternal being projecting out of eternity into the illusion of time and space, creating the illusion of time and space so that it can have experience. Now, be aware that there's a certain teacher from The Secret, the movie The Secret. There is a teacher that if you pay him $47, you can become a certified law of attraction coach. $47. Certified, not just a law of attraction coach, but certified. That really means something. So when you consider that, and then you think you're listening to law of attraction teachers who may or may not have allowed themselves to rise up out of that, some religiosity, and they're teaching those ideas as the truth to follow. Okay? So on this concept, which is related to that. Is the idea of inner being similar to thinking that the universe is conspiring to help? In most cases, absolutely yes. Anything that tells you that there are parts is false. Anything that tells you there are parts of you is false. Anything that tells you that the universe is in parts is false. So there's this concept of inner being as separate. Can it be helpful though? The law of attraction can be very, very helpful, and so can those concepts that are contained within it. When you're coming out of the hell of religiosity with a God in the sky that's going to fuck you up for being bad, but if you're a little bit badder, it's got a devil that'll fuck you up even worse. When you're rising up out of that, oh, and by the way, it's all love. Man, the law of attraction is a phenomenal set of training wheels while you're coming out of religiosity. And like any stepping stone, ideally you would step on it and then off of it in the direction of the preferred. And the law of attraction is so much more wonderful. It's so much more enjoyable. It's so much more helpful than other religiosities, as long as you're not becoming a dogmatic adherent that's trying to get it right.